welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing a requested video about how you can train on things that you can think about if you have problems with ache in your back and in your neck. And first I want to address the problem, what you are doing wrong and why you get pain in your shoulders and in your neck. Second, I'm going to give you some exercises you can do at the gym to strengthen that area so you not get so much pain. And third, I'm going to show you some stretching that you can do that is gonna help stretch out these areas. So first, why do you get so much pain in your shoulders and like in your neck area and like upper back? And one problem that is very common is most of the time that you are sitting still, like in an office or sitting by the computer. And when you're sitting by the computer like this, your arms in the front like this. So you're gonna get a lot of tension in trapezius, the muscle here, and your neck muscles. Also, maybe you don't go to the gym and work those upper back muscles. So you get weaker and weaker in the upper back and you get more and more tension in front. So that's a bad equation because it means that you're not building up the muscles in the back, which are gonna pull your shoulders back, and you get more tensions in the front. When you get too much tension in the front and too weak muscles in the back, it's gonna end up with you having like it called medial rotation, meaning your shoulders are rotating in the front. So they are tilting like this instead of being straight like this. And this is a very common thing. And I see this in clients. I have a lot of clients that come to me and they have this problem. It's very, very, very common this day that people have this problem. And when you are constantly having your shoulders like this, you also get constant tension on your neck area and you get weaker and weaker in the back area. So how do we fix this? We have to work with some muscles called the rotator cuff, and that's tiny small muscles around your shoulder blades. And you also have muscles in between the shoulder blades that are called the rhomboideus. These muscles are tiny. So when you're working these muscles, sometimes people forget to work these muscles. They just go on and smack like a hard back workout with a lot of weight and everything. But the thing is that when you just work out your back area with a lot of weight, bigger muscles can take over so much, so you never actually put any pressure on the small tiny muscles around the shoulder blades that actually are pulling your shoulders back. Another muscle that are going to help with this is the back side of the shoulders. They are called the posterior delts, because the delts are, you have the anterior delt, it's the front, you have the middle delt here, and you have the posterior delt. So I'm going to show you some exercises to get your shoulders back and down. So before we get into the exercises, the most important thing here is that you feel this in the right way. So first of all, start with very low weights. It's more important that you do these exercises right and that you feel it in the right area. You're supposed to feel it in your upper back, around your shoulder blades and in between, which means that if you're loading too much weight in any of these exercises, some bigger muscles are gonna take over and you're not getting the results that you want. The trapezius muscle that are here are very strong, and this muscle like to go in and work when you're trying to work your upper back, when you're trying to work the rotator cuff. So that is why you have to always focusing to pull your shoulders down before you start any exercise. So I am gonna show you some exercises now, and I'm gonna start with exercises in the cable machine. If you don't have the cable machine, if you don't have it in the gym or you're doing these exercises at home, you can take a resistance band instead and just attach it in something you have at home and do these exercises. But I'm going to show you in the cable machine. Then I'm going to show you some exercises you can do with dumbbells. And I'm going to show you one exercise that you can do with a smaller rubber band. That one you can do in the cable as well. And in the end, I'm going to show you some stretching you can do. So I am going to talk you through this video because I think it's very important that you do this right, because once again, I cannot stress this enough, but if you do not do these exercises right, the form is everything in these ones. If you do not do these ones right, you're not going to have any use out of it, because the stronger muscles, the bigger muscles are going to take over, and you're just going to get more tension in your neck. So we're going to start by a high row. And this high row, it's very important that you are rolling your shoulders back and down before you are starting. I have the video here, that's why I'm looking down. And when you're doing this, I want you to have your arms parallel with the floor all the time, and do not stress this one. Do it nice and slow all the time. Have the control. You're pulling back and you are really squeezing your shoulders in the upper part, so you really get those muscles and the rhomboideus in between the shoulders, and then you're holding all the way out, so the small muscles are working all the time here. So really take it nice and slow, take a low weight, so really take your time here, and it's supposed to feel around your shoulders and in between your shoulders. Here I'm showing you what not to do. You are not supposed to start doing the row when you have your shoulders up like that. So always roll them down, and even in the middle of the workout, sometimes you have to stop the workout, see if your shoulders are in the right place, roll them down, and continue the workout, because when you're doing an exercise, it's easy to get the shoulders to slowly go up. So maybe you started with the shoulders back and down, but when you're doing the workout, it's going more up. So if you start feeling in the front or in the neck, stop, roll them back and down, and continue to do the workout. Next thing we're gonna do is a reversed fly in the cable machine. So when you do the reversed flies in the cable, you are taking your right arm on the left side, as you see me doing here, and then I'm crossing over and taking the other part. So the cables are crossed here. And then I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna raise my arms so they are parallel to the floor, shoulders back and down, and then I'm starting to just, with my arms slightly bend, to row backwards. So I'm squeezing my shoulder blades in the top area here and really holding when I'm going back. And here I'm showing you what not to do. You are not supposed to let your shoulders go up like this. The same thing goes here. As soon as you feel like your shoulders are going up, just loosen the neck a little bit, roll back your shoulders, and then continue to do the exercise. It's super important. I cannot stress enough how important it is to have your shoulders rolled back and down all the time. Next thing I'm gonna do here is a one arm row, and the same thing here. You roll your shoulder back and down. So this is gonna be almost the same as the first row that we did, but we are doing it with one side at a time. And it's also good to include some one-sided exercises, because maybe you are stronger in one shoulder and you are weaker in the other, so it's a good way to feel which side is your weakness, and you can work that strength up. So then I'm doing the other arm, and it's the same thing here. Really squeeze in the top and hold when you're going back. Next exercise is another cable one, and we're gonna do a diagonal cross, I don't know what to call this, like fly, one-sided fly, diagonal one-sided fly or something like that. So you're having the cable in the lower position, and then you're just pulling it up with your shoulder blades. So you're supposed to feel it in the back, and it's the same thing here. Roll it back. They are not supposed to look like this. You're supposed to have your shoulders back and down and doing like the rotation in your shoulder. After this, we are gonna go to dumbbells. You are starting off with your arms in 90 degrees, and then you are lifting them up, and then you're pulling it back. So it's first one lift, and then a rotation. And it's very important that you do this in 2 steps. So you're not just flying up like this, you're doing it in 2 steps. First you're lifting and then you're rotating. And when you're rotating, it's very important that you really feel it in your back area. So it's the small back muscles that are rotating it back. The same thing goes here, you're always putting your shoulders back and down. The other one we are going to do with the dumbbells is like a reversed fly, but we are doing it with the dumbbell, and I promise you it feels a lot different. It's very individual how much you lean forward in this one, but find your own way so you feel it in the shoulders and not in your neck here. And all the time roll it back and squeeze with your muscles in between your shoulder blades. It's very easy to feel in your trapezius in this one. So make sure that you find your way and do not have too heavy weight. I have 1 dumbbell with 2 kg in each arm here, so do not load too much weight on this one. Next one is the one with the rubber band, and here is the same. You are standing with your arms in 90 degrees and you are having your elbows really needle into the body, so you're never moving them out from the body. If you are just pulling them out from the body, you're doing it wrong. So very slow and doing like a rotation of your upper arm here, squeezing the shoulder blades and holding back. The next exercise is more advanced. I would not recommend it for beginners, or if you are a beginner you can do it in the assistant chin machine or with a rubber band. But you're basically doing like a shin, but you're only using the motions in the shoulder blades. So what you're doing here is you are raising the shoulder blades and then you're using the muscles to pull it down, and in this way you're working with the muscles that are doing the depression. This is called the depression, this is called elevation, and you want to work with the muscles that are doing the depression in the shoulder blades, and this is a good exercise to do that. So what you're doing here is you're pulling yourself up, holding for a second and then slowing it down. Very important that you feel this around your shoulder blade area. So now we're moving on to some stretch. And stretch is very good to do to stretch out the muscles in the front and the neck, because those are the ones that have a lot of tension. So here I'm showing you one that I love. I do this all the time. You're just holding on to some kind of stick. You can also do this with a rubber band. And the tighter in you're holding it, meaning the more flexibility you have. If you're too tight here, you start a little more out on the stick. And as long as you get more and more flexibility in your shoulder area, then you can have closer. And you're just rolling it back and then rolling it back to the front again. And that one is very good. Next one, we have some stretching over the neck, and the first one is just regular stretch to the side, and you're gonna feel that stretch running down here, like through your neck and out in your shoulders like this. Next one is you tilt. First you are moving your head like this, and then you tilt it a little bit in the front, and then you're gonna feel it more in the back of your neck rather than out to the shoulder. So when you are first moving your head slightly like this and then tilting it down, you're gonna feel it more in the back of your neck. Next one is just squeezing your shoulder blades out, and then the opposite way to stretch out the chest area and just get a nice stretch around your chest and your shoulders. So next we're going to talk about how you fix your shoulder blade, and this is going to be very important when you do any other type of workout. For example, when you're doing your regular back workout, or when you are doing like shoulder presses, or whenever you are working with your upper back. It's very important to fix your shoulder blades, because otherwise if you are working with your shoulder blades in the wrong position, you are all the time getting more and more tensions in the wrong muscles. So here I'm going to show you how you can fix your shoulder blades, and I'm going to show it in the example of you're doing a pull down. First, here is how you do it wrong. When you have your shoulders raised like this and then you're starting to pull down, that is completely wrong and you're working with the wrong muscles there. But here is how you do it right. First, you are rolling your shoulders back and down, and then you are doing the pull down. Another way to do a more advanced pull down is to first raise your shoulders, and then you are dragging your shoulders down first and then doing the pull down. So there are some different variations you can do. If you are a beginner at the gym, I would suggest you to always roll down and fix your shoulder blades when you are working the back. When you're getting more advanced, you can add in the exercise for the shoulder blades as long as you don't have too heavy weights. If you're working with too heavy weights, you should only fix the shoulder blade. But if you want, and if you don't have too heavy weights, then you can also do as I did in the end here. Loose the shoulder, fix the shoulder, and then go down in the pull down. But never, never, ever, I cannot stress this enough. I see so many people in the gym doing this, and it's really, really bad for your muscles to start doing the pull down without fixing your shoulder blades, meaning you have your shoulders up like this and then you're pulling down. You're getting too much tension in the back, in the neck area, and it's really, really bad for you. So always be sure to fix your shoulder blades. And this is how you can train and what you can think about to get the tension away from your neck, to get your shoulder in a back position. This is going to make you have a much better posture in your everyday life. It's much better for your body to have a posture with your shoulders back and down and not looking like this. I hope that you find this video helpful and that you can get some tips and tricks from it. I always suggest to do higher reps with lower weight in all these kind of exercises. And you can do one day when you do just this type of exercises and stretching, or you can take like 3 exercises of these and do in the end of the workout. If you're doing a back workout, for example, you can end with 3 of these workouts for your shoulder blades in the end of the workout. I suggest to do 3 sets and 15 reps on each, if you're including any of these. And I cannot stress enough to have good weights, so do not put too many weights on these exercises. It's better to have low weight and to feel it in the right muscles. So with that being said, this is gonna conclude this video. I hope you guys find this one helpful, and if you did, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel, and if you have any suggestions of what you want me to film, put it in the comment sections down below. And if you want to comment about anything else, just do it. I love to read your comments. So, since you have subscribed to my channel now, I see you guys in my next video, right? Bye!